Hello everyone and welcome to Caught Intuitive. My name is Kai, and if you're meeting me for the first time, I just want to welcome you to my channel. I try really hard to post videos more consistently. This week has just been kind of crazy, so I didn't really get a chance to actually post until now. I attempted around Monday, I think I attempted to do a video, and it just didn't work out. I was just too distracted, too much going on just in life itself. And I find it really hard to channel for other people if I'm not well. Go figure. So, and not that I was unwell, but just that I had a lot on my mind, a lot of things that needed my attention that I honestly had to deal with those things, get those things off my plate in order to have a clear slate and have, the line cleared, right? Between myself, the collective, and spirit, so that I can get messages out that make sense and that are conducive to someone out there. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really am grateful for anybody who is here, ready, willing to, change their lives or, make small changes that, open up different doors for them. And I really set intention that those who are here gain clarity above all and are able to move with that clarity and make the choices in their lives and action steps that they need to make in their lives in order to align with their true selves and highest self. So that is always first, that is always everything. That is my intention of being here on this platform, is just to hopefully give people some clarity or some, just clarity. Things like, where do I put my foot next, right? Sometimes we need each other to kind of point it out, whether it's obvious or not. So tonight we are going to be doing a pick a card reading. I love pick a card readings. They're most exciting because you really feel like they're more personalized, even though this isn't a collective setting. So I love a pick a card. I love doing them and I love being a part of them. It's great. I will post the cards that I'm using. I'll post those down below so that if you find something that you really like or you really want to check out, you can. And also, of course, posting those just to give credit where credit is absolutely due. At this point, I would love to just dive in. If you need to get yourself comfortable, move into a quieter area, move away from your kids, move away from your spouse. Mine literally left. He was like, "Oh, are you filming? Okay, say less, I'm going to leave." And I'm like, "Yeah, thank you. Goodbye. Thank you. Thank you so much. Love you." So, if you need to get what you need, take what you need in this moment in order to really get down into it, get down into the piles. We have 3 piles here, as you can see. I don't know if you can see this one over here, the first pile, as well as you can see the others, but we have our first pile, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Pile 1 has a little clam, I was going to say a claw attached to it. This, I will show the camera just so everybody can get a good look. Hello. Oh, we're dark and now we're light. This claw, I found this in my garden not too long ago in the summer, at the very end of summer. It was in a little flower pot. So some little avian creature came and dropped its little treat's arm into one of my flower pots. So I was like, oh my gosh, what a sign, what a blessing. I love that. That's so cool. My second pile 2, is Shiva Lingam. Okay. If it just got really dark, I'm at my altar space, and my altar is a living altar. It is the top of my bearded dragon's room, as I like to call it, because he lives in a house. That's his room. So his light, it's time for him to go to sleep. So everybody say goodnight, Sprout. And then my pile 3 is this stone. I don't know what it's called, and so I apologize. It's like a desert stone or something. It's not called that, but I'm making things up as I go. So take your time, figure it out, vibe out, do what you got to do, and I will see you at your timestamp. Hello, my Pile Ones. Let's get into it. We are going to be discovering what energies are you working with right now? What is working to transmute the energies that kind of maybe are, I don't want to say stopping you or blocking or anything like that. It's more just what are the things that are being presented to you in your path that help sharpen you, that help smooth you, that might not feel totally like a blessing. This is for my folks, okay? My folks who are going through it and are sick of going through it. And that is what this reading is all about. So we're first going to start with your tarot card. And then we will move on to your oracles. Oops. So starting first with your tarot, you have the Empress. Ooh la la. Right away, I am understanding and not to put like a fine point on it, but this really, I mean, of course it's the Empress, right? So, but this is really giving the mother, maiden, crone, the cycles of actual womanhood. So if you're not a woman, that's okay. It doesn't matter. This is really just about that maybe you're just trying to like uncover your own vitality is the word that's coming through. You're trying to kind of unearth a new aspect or a new way of being, like almost as if you're giving birth. I'm sorry if I'm speaking like really freaking slow. I'm honestly just channeling right now, and it's just taking a moment to really put everything that's whirling through my brain into words. So bear with me. But it really does feel like you are giving birth to yourself. I'm seeing like Russian dolls. There's, interestingly enough, I'm sensing a discomfort with it. Not that maybe you're uncomfortable, but maybe the people around you are uncomfortable. I'm looking at, in the very far distance, I don't even know if you guys can see that on the camera, but there is like what looks to be a blood moon in the background, the farthest background. And it really just kind of gives this energy of like spectator. Like there's a lot of eyes on you while you're going through this transformation, and maybe you're not necessarily uncomfortable with the eyes, but they're uncomfortable with seeing you transform or seeing you become, and it's triggering some aspect in them where they may be falling short. And instead of getting curious about how they're falling short or where that comes from in themselves, they're busy judging you for it, if that makes sense. So they're kind of filling themselves up with hatred. So, and I don't want to be like hatred, but like genuinely, like just envy, jealousy, the word like neglect, right? Like maybe they spend time like neglecting to tell you things, like neglecting to inform you of like, hey, we're all going to this, concert or whatever. But they neglect to inform you. And so you're kind of like left holding the bag and just like, oh, okay, sick. Like everybody went except for me. And like, there just seems to be like this level of pointed, like intentionally leaving you out, intentionally making you feel, or attempting to make you feel or question your sense of belonging. And there's like this energy of trying to derail you from the process. Okay. I of course have to say, like, let's absolutely up our protection right now. Let's absolutely, whether that's through prayer, meditation, candle work, candle magic, petitions, crystals, right? Also, just going back to what your card was, it was the claw. And so, the claw. So immediately, this is the protectant part of the animal. It didn't work for him, but it'll work for you. And this also really gives me the energy too of you being very gifted or very like clairvoyant, very much in tune. And that triggers people too. Like that triggers people. Like, what makes you so special? Like, that's kind of the, like, what, like, God, she's delusional. Like, there's that type of an energy, right? And it's not even necessarily like getting to you, but that's just like right now it's not getting to you, right? Like right now it's not getting to you, but that doesn't mean like, it's like death by 1,000 cuts. And so really upping your protection, really calling in those guides and guardians that totally have your back no matter what, ancestral or like higher realm, guardians. And we're actually going to get into that anyway. So let's move on. This is call for help. Reach out, need for backup, admit your needs. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Also with this orchid here, immediately my eyes went to this orchid, and mostly not even just the orchid being like one of beauty, that really goes hand in hand with the Empress and like really talks about the jealousy that I've been picking up on. And sorry, I kind of like jump around. I'm sorry. But she's holding a phone. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that, but she's holding a phone, and there's almost this energy of, like, this feels like your energy, where this is like, go find your match, go find the people that hear you, that listen to you, that help you through whatever it is that you're going through. Go find your people. They're out there. All you need to do is ask. All you need to do is call out. Number one. Number two, 12 disciples. You have like 12. I'm not saying that you have 12 people there right now. I'm just saying that it's giving like, not necessarily followers, but it's giving like you are around people. There are people there for you that are there to protect and hold you close and hear what you have to say and believe you, right? Also, with the orchid, like I was saying, and it being purple, this is giving like beautiful, beautiful, beautiful connectivity to the higher chakras, the crown chakra. And so like this kind of goes hand in hand with what I was saying about you maybe being like really clairvoyant, you just being that bitch, right? In your witch bag all the time and not even like trying to be. She's kind of giving Luna Lovegood. So you might be like, give like a Luna Lovegood, like where people are just like, nobody's that happy. Nobody's like, everybody doubts your like sincerity all the fucking time. And you're just like, that's fine. I'm used to it. But also like, I'm really tired of it. And I would really like to find people that allow me to blossom and aren't like triggered by my blossoming, by my growth, by my thriving, and you deserve that, pile one. Like you fucking deserve that. So this also is giving too, not just that, the people will pour into you, but that you pour into a lot of people too through your communication and like through your word, right? Like you are such a sweet tongued person, like honey on the tongue person. And maybe it's something that like, that's the first thing to go when you realize that you're kind of being influenced by the people that are in your corner, or not in your corner, but like pretending to be in your corner, right? Like what I was saying, in this case is like, the people that like, you're like, it doesn't get to me yet. It's not bothering me yet. But then all of a sudden you find that you're doing things that are like uncharacteristic of your nature, right? Like they're very out of place. Like maybe you're like judging somebody out loud, or you're talking crap about somebody, or you start to kind of maybe mirror these traits that you're, that you normally don't do, but because you are a sensitive and because you are an empath, like sometimes like we tend to be that in a cosmic sense, and it gets really hard, really, really hard and very, very isolating. And sometimes it can get the better of us, and our sensitivities get filled up, and that maybe has to do with the blood moon a little bit. Like it just kind of gets full and heavy and swollen with just things that need to be expelled that haven't been expelled. This is giving Scorpio energy too, immediately. So maybe like maybe your Scorpio, if we want to be literal, maybe the Scorpio new moon, or something. I don't know when that is, or anything. Like maybe there needs to be something there, just like working with Scorpio energy, or, also with the protection too. Yeah. Like definitely look into Scorpio in your chart. There might be some extra answers in there for you. And just like, the lesson that Scorpio teaches, like just as an energy as a whole. Scorpios get a really bad rap, which is also kind of hand in hand with you in a sense of like, people don't believe your sincerity, right? Based on like something really fucking small. Like, oh, she's blonde. Just taking from this. Maybe you're not even a she, ha. But, oh, she's blonde, so she's dumb. Like there's like that, like kind of like tropes and like, stereotypes, things like that. I'm also really quick too picking up on like your past, and maybe this is where the Scorpio is kind of coming through, like your past energies, past like like whether it's past lives or past energies from like childhood, teenagehood, whatever. Perhaps in that time you were a mean girl, like a mean person. And when I say mean, I don't mean like just downright evil. I just mean like maybe you were a bully, right? Or maybe you were, and maybe you carry a lot of shame with that, and like full disclosure, like even in this moment, like I want you to know, like I see you, and like that's, as long as we learn from the harm, like we learn from the harm that we cause others and we don't do it again, and we grow from that, like nobody's perfect. So no judgment at all. I'm with you on that. Like I was not always the nicest person, and still am not always the nicest person. However, there's been a lot of lessons in that, and like a lot of guilt and shame that I've carried like through my life with that. I, in my own practice, have like lit candles, did prayers, like things like that for people that I've harmed, right? And like nothing super insane, but just like, what's the word? Not razzing people, but maybe it is like just kind of just being a dick, not saying that that's you. I'm just speaking on my own because I don't want it to come across that I'm like, maybe you were a bitch, like, and you know what I mean? I'm just here to be like, yeah, same, and sometimes karma has a huge play in these things. Like sometimes like what's done to us or what we do to others comes back to us. And like, maybe it's a situation like that. And maybe you're like, I deserve it, but the answer is like, no, you don't, because you've done the work. You've done the work to come out of this cycle now. You don't have to stay here and continue to pay for something that is already overpaid. And maybe that's where I'm getting the imagery of something being filled up. Like, it's like, it's swollen. It's too much. Like it's at this point, it's just this heavy thing that's being carried around. So feel free to release yourself from that at any point. And then lastly, let's go ahead and get your karma angel, literally what it's called, a caramel angel, and caramel. Let's get your caramel angel. It's delicious. This is Archangel Haziel. I'm not wholly familiar. Aren't they beautiful? I'm not wholly familiar with, that's funny, holy, the angels and stuff. So I'm going to have to read from this one. Let me just take a little quicker peek at this in the light. Okay. So if this is what I think it is, I think it's a music box. And it's kind of going hand in hand with the call for help, right? The call for help. And the reason why is like, because music is audio, right? That's pretty much like where I'm getting that from, is like, and also the presence of like something younger being there. So it's like a forgiveness in the inner child. Maybe we were a dick as a kid or something. Like it's same. I can talk to you about it, all of that forever. But it's giving self-forgiveness. It's giving inner child work. And it's also, of course, like I said, others. Like there's so many different aspects of this, but what I think it comes down to most of all is release, whether in word, whether in action, whether in writing, whether in song. Get it out, whatever this is. Asking for help, calling out to your ancestors, calling out to your guides, And even calling out to like your maternal line, right? Ooh, my ear's ringing. Right when I said that, my right ear just is bopping, yo. 8, 9, 10. Okay. Oh! I don't think you can see this. I get so excited. Shut up. I'm so excited right now. Honey, no. Not, well, I mean, I guess, yeah. No, that's exactly what. So 12 here. 12, maybe 12 is a significant number. And 28, 8 plus 2, 12. Oh no, that's, girl, I'm tripping. Girl. Sometimes you be just wanting shit to be. You know what? Look, I can make a message out of that too, okay? Don't play with me. You know, just wanting something to fit so badly and it just doesn't fit, okay? Anyway, that was crazy. That was so crazy. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else here. No. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the the Archangel card. That was crazy. Like, can I math? No. What was it? What was it that got me? I don't know what it was. Because I was like, yes, ho. Anyway, here we go. Here's the Karma Angels. See, I told you it's called Karma Angels. I'm talking about karma. I'm talking about Scorpio. Okay. Sorry, I don't know what I want to do with this, but ooh, yeah. She's crisp. I haven't opened this in a long time. So, ooh. Let's see. There's all these different languages. Here we go. Wow, you guys. Okay, so Haziel, or Haziel, deriving from the name Union of God, this angel asks us to calm conflict and bring different aspects of any situation together. It is not a time to go separate ways, but work together. On a more material level, this angel rewards the innocent, so the advice of this card is to work purely and you will be rewarded. Challenge, work without lust of result. Lesson, nothing can be built from conflict. Okay. And then for call for help, let's go ahead, because these are oracle decks after all. Yeah, and actually call for help comes right after the death card here. So I think that's definitely says something. Like, it's like sometimes we just need to know how to carry the next steps, carry something into the next step or into the next place. And like that goes hand in hand with the idea of like union and working together for this solution rather than splitting off and splintering off, right? Okay. And so let's switch it up. We're going here. That's our front and center blue. Okay, call for help. And I'm just going to read the blessing, curse, and working with this card. Okay. It is wonderful to have foreknowledge of when you need work with, It is wonderful to have foreknowledge of when you need to work with protection and shielding. This will help you immensely. That's the blessing. Curse, feeling hurt and attacked, weakened, and like a victim. Working with this card, protect yourself by clearing your space and working with a shielding technique that works for you. Simply visualize yourself completely surrounded by a sphere-shaped field of soft white energy. Within this, you are safe and protected. Nothing harmful can reach you through this. Affirm you are safe and well, and take steps to strengthen your body, mind, and spirit. Dare to try something unusual and innovative. It just might work. All right, you guys, and that's all that I am seeing for my pile ones. I am wishing you the best of luck with this energy. You have all of my love, all of my support, and definitely make sure that you are calling in for extra protection. That's high key, extra protection, asking for help. If you don't know where to step, call out, right? And that definitely also comes down to with that Haziel, that angel, where asking for help, calling upon Haziel to bring in union, to bring in your people, to bring in your group, your solace, your comfort, right? So thank you so much, Pile One. Take care, and I will see you on my next one. Anyway, welcome to your reading. Let's get into it. First, we have our tarot. Ooh, my eyes immediately went to the rainbow. We have the 10 of Cups. This is the energy that you're working with. This is the energy that is coming through for you right now. Give me a second while I sit with this energy. Like Pile One, you guys have a lot of looky-loos. a lot of looky-loos, but it's not giving the same energy. It's really giving more like support, more ancestral, less haterade. So congrats on that. Definitely congrats on that. I'm hearing the work is not finished. We're not there yet. I don't know if that's significant for you. Maybe you already know that. Maybe you just rolled your eyes and scoffed. Like, yeah, tell me something I don't know. I'm hearing it approaches. But there's so much contentment, right? There's not there. And when I say it approaches, I know that sounds kind of like fucking spooky, but it approaches. But it's not a bad thing. It's just that you're so in your element and so in your, I don't want to say in your bag, because it's not necessarily like monetary, especially since we're dealing with cups and not, pentacles energy right now. I am really feeling like you were working on something like so diligently, and it's just the harvesting season of that work, but you're still in the work of harvesting, if that makes sense. So like, bear with me. So like, it's just the gift that keeps on giving. Why are we saying it approaches? What is that? If you hear any banging or anything like that, my son's upstairs, so he might be like wandering about doing his thing. Why are we saying it approaches, Spirit? What are we talking about? Who? For you guys, I didn't shuffle with the first pile. I'm going to shuffle some more for clarity. What approaches? Who approaches? It approaches. Oh, I just dropped that. Give me 1 second. Bend down. Okay, King of Pentacles. It approaches. Even with the King of Pentacles. Okay, there's so much avian air like energy here. You got crows. Now you have a fucking hawk or eagle. I don't even know what that is, but it's a big ass bird. It approaches. Well, yeah, whatever it is. Honey, I guess you got to answer that, because this is your manifestation, like your ideal. Is this a person? Let me just keep shuffling on this. Sorry, guys. I mean, I'm not sorry. That's what you're here for, right? Is it a person? Oop. Oh. Okay, I hear yes immediately. Knight of Pentacles. Oh. That is so peculiar. Hold on. Let me get this into the light better. Are you guys, there's just something here with, I don't know. There's somebody here that wants in, but they haven't done their need, and they think that they can just, sorry, excuse me, but they really do think that they can just like force entry, or they think that what they have to offer is like, well, what? It's what you asked for, or, it's what you, this is what you, what am I missing? Right? Like, this is what you wanted. This is what you asked for. This is, what do you mean? Right? Meanwhile, it's fucking dilapidated and fucked up, and they're like trying to sell you shit. Does that make sense to somebody? And you know it. You're like, no, that's actually not at all what we talked about. That's not at all what I said. Maybe this has to do with work. This is giving more work energy. This is giving more like maybe like group project, or just someone who, or something that is just not pulling their fair share, honey. Just not pulling their fair share at all. And it is like it's not repulsive, but it repels you. Yeah, it's like almost trying, I don't want to say almost trying to like pull the wool over your eyes, because but it is kind of, it's like trying to tell you that what you're seeing here is not what you're seeing. And I don't like that for you. But at the same time, I do feel like you have a lot of like protection around you, which is something I said in the beginning. Like, I do think that here too is your discernment is what protects you. Your discernment, your intuition is what protects you. Your connection with your work and with your, that Cups energy is what keeps you safe and sane. And that King of Pentacles energy as well that you have, which you're very grounded. You're very, very grounded in the work and in what it is that you want. And it's not out of perfection. It's out of just like, it's like an effortless flow, and you're kind of fucking it up a little bit. And that's kind of where that it approaches thing, where that like that challenge is like coming in or trying to come in, and you're just like, no, thank you. Spirit, can I have more on the Knight of Pentacles, please? Oh, okay. Look, I'm going to stop dropping these damn cards. Oh, 5 of Swords. Let me look at this really quick. Sometimes I have to flip it. Yeah, look at how like splintered and just discombobulated and fucked off this general is. Yeah, and that's like that same energy. Like somebody kind of, like you look the part, like you're like an imposter. Like an imposter is what it's giving. It approaches. I keep coming back to that. What is that? I don't know. It is giving a actual physical being. It definitely is. With the Knight of Pentacles, it really does feel. And also, Spirit's like, it's not in your head. That's what I'm hearing too. It is not in your head. All you need to do is look the motherfucker around with your peepers, and it is not in your head. You are correct. I don't know what this energy is regarding, but it's definitely regarding a person. Male is what it's giving. It doesn't have to be, but it is giving male. And it's just giving somebody who's like, no, it's like this guy right here. It's like, no, what are you talking about? I'm the fucking general. I got it together. And it's like literally everything. I don't even know if you can see that, but it's like, no, I'm the general. Like everything's together. And it's like, but like literally not even a little bit. Not even kind of, honey. Yeah. Beware of people like that. Beware of energies like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and get your oracle. This is like, it's only funny because you see it. It's only funny because you know it, you see it. This is a really specific reading too, I will say. Like, I think that whomever this message is meant for, this person, you're going to know exactly like, yep, yes. I'm trying to think if there's any other, also maybe even if you're not sure, there's this energy of like, you look for signs then. It might not be as obvious. And if it's not as obvious, there's still going to be obvious signs, right? There's still going to be that obvious sign. Whether it's like a smell or an animal guide or, something like that, that'll like let you know that's coming through from this, like the spirit realm, right? That's coming through like your intuition. There's always going to be a sign or like a message, right? And that's kind of where I'm getting like the crow energy here, the hawk, and like also the rainbow, the cat, the dog, like, so a lot of like animal spirits or like just elementals, things that occur naturally versus things that are like forced, right? Things that, and like that's the energy that says a lot, right? Like you being naturally in your element, just being everything just kind of naturally for you. Everything kind of flows from you and just very natural, very effortless. Anything that's like coming in that's kind of like forced is like a thing that's not supposed to be there. Like immediately that should buzz your line, so that you can kind of like give it the attention that it needs, which is like the only attention that it needs is to like cut it away and remove it from your energetic field. Okay. Because like, no. It's trying to sell you shit it's trying to sell you shit and tell you that it's gold, right? And you're like, but I know better because I've been here before and I've done this before and you're not getting into my castle. You can't sit with us, okay? All right, honey, let's get your oracle. Okay, we've got rules, commandments, religion. This immediately is giving like purity, right? The purification process. But also it is, hopefully this doesn't offend anybody when I say it. No, that can stay. it is giving like false prophet, or like, you know, those like pseudo religious people that we've met that are really like, no, like if you buy this prayer candle today, you will receive everything that you ever dreamt of. Like there's that kind of energy coming through. You have a double 10 here. So 22, right? It approaches, right? If 20 or 2 is significant to you, or 2 and 0, or 3 and 7 even. What was I saying? Yeah, even like she's giving Lana, but sorry, even though like I'm really like keyed into her jewels here along her head, and it's like, I don't know why I keep coming back to this, but it's like false. Like I'm hearing false, like adorn, like it's like something dressed up to mime or mimic or pantomime that it's what you set intention for, or it's what, you know, you should be doing, you know, but like it's trying to act and erect itself as the authority in your life. And Spirit's like, no, you have absolutely control over the situation. This is yours. This does not belong to that person or that thing, that entity. I don't know what that might be. Maybe it literally is the church for you. Maybe it literally is people being like, no, you have to believe this way. Otherwise you can't be here. Guess what? Guess what? We have some hard, or maybe not very hard decisions to fucking make with that. Because guess what? You are here to be who you are and live in your truth. And nobody gets to dictate or judge that. Okay. But I think you know that. I think you already know that. Like, this is your castle. These are your rules. This is your land. This is, you know, this is yours that you have built and have kept building and have done the work for and continue to do the work for and continue to build on and create and generate like this energy from it, this legacy. And you have people trying to be like derail you to like leave your post. Fuck that. Fuck that. All right, sweet pea, let's go ahead and get your karma angel. And we have Nathaniel. Okay, you know what? Look at this. Hang on, I don't know if you can see that. And I'm not saying anything about this deity or this angel. I don't know anything about Nathaniel just yet. But look at how he's pulling the strings of these people. And in this case, you know, it's like, I'm sure it'll say something beautiful like, oh, Nathaniel brings people together, right? But to take it to what I was just saying, you know, there's this person that's trying to like pull the strings here in the background, and you're like, I see you. Thank you so much. But like, literally I can see the string. Like the magic trick does not work. I know how you did that. Is an optical illusion, and I am not 5. So thank you. Anyway. So, and then now you have your double 5, just like you had a double 10. So yeah, definitely like 5s, 10s, coming through. Completion, realization, reconciliation, rectification. Let's talk about Nathaniel. Let me get the little bookie for him. Where did I put it? That's so cool of me to misplace things. I love doing that. There it is. Okay. So Nathaniel 23. Oop, she's crispy. I keep forgetting how crisp it is. I like spilled water. Okay. Sorry, y'all. This is going to take me a second. That's not Nathaniel. Here we go. The gift of God in this card is that of sudden change, of wiping the slate clean and bringing a new vision. Okay, so that's that 5, that 10 energy that I was talking about. Like rectification, recognize, I don't even know what I was saying. Anyway, whatever. A fiery presence who pulls us into place no matter what we think about it. This card also shows that we are connected to other people at this time and must work together to the greater good. You cannot do it by yourself. Challenge, knowing when to work with others. Lesson, you sometimes need more than you can bring. Hey, so check it out. True, all of that. But wasn't I just saying how this is giving like group project or something like that? Try, if this is something that you can't get out of right now, right? It's just, sometimes it's just like that. We have to wait for divine timing. We have to wait, right? That's just what it is. A lot of the times we have to figure out, what do we do in that time frame where we have to sit and wait for our next step to be indicated, to be shown to us energetically, right? Try your best to learn from whatever it is that's being taught. A lot of the time, Spirit has us pausing, not because Spirit done forgot, because Spirit ain't forgot about nobody, right? It's because there's more that meets the eye. There's something here that we're not looking at. There's something here that we may miss the blessing or the lesson. We may miss unearthing that for ourselves if Spirit were like to take the pressure cooker lid off and we were able to climb on out, right? Pressure is necessary at times. It can be a great, wonderful teacher. It's not necessary all the time. And the divine does not wish for that for us forever. We can't live that way. It is exhausting. It is burnout. But for the time being, if you find that you are not able to make any moves, any real moves just now, try focusing on this type of energy here where you are maybe feeling a little, I don't want to keep saying discombobulated, but just like a little like separate. Try to find ways that you can pull yourself back into presence, trying to learn from those that maybe drive you a little fucking crazy, trying to like have compassion. There's so much that comes from looking at people with curiosity instead of judgment, right? So that also could be the message here too, is that while we know that you're good on your own and we know that you are the man for the job, sometimes you have to deal with others and you have to learn what that is to deal with others and work together for a common goal, even if they aren't the people that you would necessarily have chosen for yourself in that moment, right? So there's a lot of acceptance. There's kind of some energy of acceptance here. There's, definitely heavy on acceptance and just going with the flow and not judging yourself for having harder days where you're like, I want to choke this person or whatever, right? Or I'm smarter than this person. Why am I in this group? Like why? Like they are ruining my life right now. Yes, pile 2, that is your reading. I really hope that you got something out of it, something that you can utilize in the physical world right now, that can help make your days a little smoother, a little more in flow and a little more aligned, and help you feel like, okay, I can do this another day. I am sending you so much strength, so much encouragement, and so much support. And thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you on my next one. Bye. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. I am so excited to get into it. I have cleansed the space once more for you, lit some mugwort. It's burnt out by now, so I believe that it is now time to get into your reading. For the last 2 piles, it's really just been a flow, okay? There is rhyme or reason, but it's very loose because sometimes rhyme or reason creates rigidity, and sometimes you just don't need that shit. And that's just what it is. So we're going to start with your tarot card and then work our way into an oracle card and then another oracle card to seal it off. I haven't been stating exactly what these are or what it's for. We're just going to go with it. It's just all channeling raw, baby, raw. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get your first card. This is the energy that we are working with right now, and you are working with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I'm going to spin her upright just to take a look. And this is so on the nose, I know, but there is this energy of I am no longer performing. I am no longer on the stage. I am now going to sit in the audience and take more of a spectator's energy. You might have felt called to pile 1, so maybe look into that. Yeah, there's sorry, I'm just, like I said, it's raw, honey. It's raw. interestingly enough, there is so much identity that you have that I'm picking up on. There is a lot of identity that you might have with titles. So like, or maybe you're moving away from using titles to describe yourself. Like, I'm a mother, or I'm a daughter, or I'm a son, or I'm a brother, or I'm a, uncle, or I'm a chef. I'm a healer even. I'm a, it's kind of, actually kind of going back to like how I opened up your reading in the first place was like, for some reason I felt the need to tell you like, hey, there's no rhyme or reason. We are just in flow, right? There's an energy here, babe. Doing away with, because truly she was a reversed girl. Doing away with labels and the energies that come with those labels, whether they're positive or neutral or negative. There seems to be a striking out, and not even just a striking out, kind of Hierophant type of, oddly enough. I don't know. This is just something on my altar. I wasn't going to use it, but I'm pulling it out. Maybe this matters to you. I don't know why. Maybe this matters to you. This key. Okay. It's giving wind-up toy more than anything else. And again, with the energy of performer, right? I'm going to put this here once more. With the energy of performance and a wind-up toy. And feeling like that's why we're maybe doing away with the terms and conditions or with the labels that we give ourselves or that we allow others to put on us through our work, through our actions, through, I'm a student and I got to get this kind of grade because I got to get into this type of school, because if I don't, my parents are going to disown me, or I got to, and maybe, you know what? You might be kind of young. I keep kind of going back to you, like something feels very over you. Like you're not quite, like you're really, like you're truly trying to strike out on your own. Strike out. That's why. You're really trying to strike out on your own and make your own way. And there's like a lot, like, I don't want to say there's a lot of people that are like with like being like, no, like actively, but that that it would come down to that if given the opportunity. Maybe even pile 2. You might need to listen to all of these messages to be so real with you, pile 3, because in pile 2, or maybe it was pile 1, but one of the piles I was speaking about religion. Okay. And striking out on our own, getting away from organized religion. Or maybe coming to, right? Maybe that's something that you want to do. There's no judgment. I don't care either way. This has nothing to do with me. But what I was speaking on was like getting away. Oh my gosh. I just remembered. Sorry. As I bear with me, honey. Like I said, we're raw. We're live. Okay. This is live. I have not seen these cards yet. I'm just going off of the entire moment from when I place everything on my altar. I cleanse it. I pray over it. I check in with my own energy from every single step of the way, which is also giving like curtain call, right? Like getting ready, right? I have to say too, really quick before I go to what I was saying, there's always going to be a process. Spirit really wants you to know that there's always going to be a process. So like, you're not performing just because you're preparing, just because you're prepping, just because you're making sure that things look right, just because you're setting the stage, you're setting the tone. That does not make you fake. That does not make you a performer or, anything like that, right? There always preparation matters, right? Conveying information in order sometimes to convey information, to give it out, you have to set the tone. There's something to be said for that. I don't remember where I was going with that at all. I was talking about religion. You guys were the card that while I was shuffling and pulling the third pile, you at first had a different stone. I won't tell you what it was. But you had a different one at first that I thought I was going to utilize. This is before I pulled your cards. I was like, okay, I'm going to use these things, like these items. But then midway through, as I was shuffling your deck, I was like, these guys are giving spider energy, like super spider energy. So like very creative, right? Very creative. Maybe you're an artist. You're a designer, graphic design, or physical, like, architecture. Maybe you're going to school for that. Maybe you went to school for that and then changed your major. I don't know, but very, very creative, very perfectionistic. Very like you really fucking just want this shit to work, honey. You just want it to be the way that you envisioned it, right? But I switched out your stone. Well, for the crystal here, the rock, I don't even know. Is it a crystal? I don't know. Because, and I don't mean to creep you out and be a weirdo, but because honestly, it's giving spider egg. And that's not bad. You pop this bad boy and many little babies fall out of this, right? Many. And it's giving fertility, and it's giving creativity, and it's giving I hate to use the word vitality. I feel like I've been using it a lot lately, even in my own personal life. But it's giving ideas, seeds, right? And then, of course, you get the Queen of Pentacles, albeit reversed, but still. It's this energy of, at first I was doing it for them, now I'm doing it for me. I'm getting off the stage. I'm no longer performing. I am in the audience, or bitch, I'm walking out with my fan, and my gloves and my binoculars. Actually, even for her to have the binoculars is interesting to me, because it's like the removal of it. The removal of like the perfectionistic tone that I'm picking up on. Like binoculars, right? That gives, for me, that's like scrutiny. That's giving like a freaking, not a bird's eye view. What's that called? Like you're like a hawk-eyed, like you were just like, it's magnified, right? It's magnified, and to like remove it away kind of helps you see the forest for the trees type of a thing. Like you have more of a clear picture of what's really going on, because you're not so hyper-focused on the little small detail, which that small detail matters, but it's not the whole story. And sometimes when you pan out, you can see the full picture and you're like, oh, and that also has to do with illusion, right? So like, let's say that you're only focusing on what you're not doing right. This is a very basic like moment here that I'm about to say, but let's say that you're focusing on the things that you're not doing right? You've been late every day. You haven't gone to the gym since, last week, and you're breaking out. I don't know. I don't wish any of that upon you. You are healthy, happy, and free, honey. But let's just say, hypothetically, you can focus on, like, that's one line, right, of reality, right? That's one aspect of it. But over here, you are getting amazing grades. Your family is happy and healthy. Maybe you haven't been to the gym, but you have been doing more yoga at night. You've been stretching at the very least before you go to bed. You've been drinking more water than you ever have. And you were able to pay off one of your credit cards. Okay. That's like really, really like basic, but also we are dealing with Pentacles energy. So like bringing it into the real world here. If you choose to, you can choose to focus on one of those two things, right? You can focus on everything that went wrong and only see that and see how well your mental health goes. Or you can understand and acknowledge that this happened, right? Like, I wasn't at my best in these areas. However, I fucking rocked my shit whore in this spot in my life. And I feel great. That was a job well done. Now, if I can just incorporate this to match this, then I'll feel, whatever, complete or stronger, whatever the goal is there with that, right? And having grace with ourselves, like saying like sometimes one side is going to be a little more balanced than the other. Sometimes, it's just the ball, I'm going to drop the ball. Sometimes it's just going to happen. That is okay, because at least I'm showing up to fucking be there for the ball. Whether I drop it or not, bitch, I touched it. I saw it. I was there. And that sometimes means more than if you would have just caught the ball. And sometimes there's so much more lesson. There's so much more lesson, babe, that comes through for you. More clarity, more understanding, more direction, right? It's so much richer. The mistake is so much richer than the fucking I got an A, you know? So much richer, so much more to pull from. It's so deep, that well. And it's a good one, even if it doesn't feel that way necessarily. So lighten up, lighten up if that's your message here, that we have a little bit of perfectionistic stuff going on. Maybe we're a Virgo. That's okay. I'm a Virgo rising. I understand, and I have hella Capricorn placements. So this Pentacles energy is not lost on thine. Okay. So on thee. Anyway, that was giving Hocus Pocus. Maybe you need to watch Hocus Pocus. Just like get yourself some tea or apple cider and like cozy up on the couch and watch Hocus Pocus. Like that's your diagnosis today. All right, my babes, let's go ahead and get your oracle. And we have enlightenment, inspiration, epiphany, and innovation. You need to watch Hocus Pocus because bitch, Binks is right there. He said, can you see that? I don't know. Look at Binks. He was like, Emily. Okay, let me chill. Girl. Enlightenment, huh? With the 2. Inspiration. I think, honestly, this is really talking about... Look, I don't want to toot my own horn here. Look, hold on, though. I'm so sorry. I'm about to do it. I'm about to be like, bomb, bomb, on the motherfucking realness. Because truly, a black cat, I just want to tell you, obviously, because I dabble, right? Cats are significant to any, like, witch, whatever you want to call her, right? Or them, whatever you want to call them. Cats, specifically black cats, are associated with a girl like me, okay? This is my genuine guide. Like one of my genuine guides that I have erected in my life and have been calling on very much so over the past few years, right? And is very heavy in my energetic field on a regular and consistent basis. So truly, if I may step in a little bit and overstep a boundary, if I may, babe, I do feel that this is the energy. We're moving from this energy to this energy. Like, because this is reversed, as you know, this was reversed. This reading brought you into this space here with the things coming in, like the 2, inspiration, epiphany, innovation. A lot of those things happen because you've taken in something outside of yourself. Something kind of switched up the way that you were thinking, the way that you were understanding or processing the information that you already had, but somebody came in or something came in and blew it up into a different place, right? Which speaks on, again, seeing the forest for the trees kind of a thing, right? I'm not saying that I saved your life or anything. I'm just saying that this message is this. And I'm not saying it because it's me. I would be saying it in any case, right? If somebody said this to you, like, I have faith. Let me just say, I have faith that you got something out of what I just said about the Queen of Pentacles. I have faith that that is you, that not that, but like that the enlightenment is you, and that you now have been given pumpkin energy, right? Something to feed on, something to grow from, something to continue to, like, you think of a pumpkin, bitch. You can make a million damn things with one pumpkin. You can make so many different things with pumpkin. You can feed so many people, sweet or savory. You can do so much with one pumpkin and a harvesting of pumpkins, right? So it's like, it's almost kind of giving like that energy of like, give a man a fish, he's fed for a day, teach a man to fish, he's fed for a lifetime kind of a thing. It's like this, like you've been given this thing now to like feed on and transform it into, like alchemize it. That's the word. That's why I was like, not transforming, but like to alchemize it. And even with this enlightenment here, you have the cat here. Yeah. But also there's this little like gargoyle looking guy here. There's like a little gargoyle here. And it's kind of giving like shoulder angel, shoulder devil type of thing. And it's just very much giving like something coming in, like a message coming in. So that's why I'm saying, I'm not tooting my horn because I think that I'm the best. I'm literally just saying that, like, I think that this card specifically speaks to what just happened here in this moment. So congrats on that. Let's go ahead and that was so long-winded. Let's go ahead and get your karma card, your karma angel. Ooh, Ashaya. Ashaya. I don't know. Divine timing, honey. 9. And then that's with this 11. The 27 and 2, right? Wow. Because I added 9 and 2. Yeah, divine timing is, of course, what I'm getting. The keeper of time, the keeper of records is kind of coming through. Okay, let's learn about him. Sorry, I was like kind of zoning out on the name a little bit, just because I'm like, how do you pronounce that name? This is your karma angel, whom you can call on. Energy you can call on at any time to help you with this enlightenment, this epiphany. Let's see, 27. I'm going to read from the book. Ooh. Yeah. Achaya. Patient perseverance. An angel whose name means trouble. Okay. In a reading, he will help you. Okay, pause. An angel whose name means trouble, right? His name means trouble. Back to labels, because we were talking about that, remember? We were talking about labels and how labels don't always reflect the truth of what that person is, or you, or thing, whatever it is, right? It doesn't always reflect the truth. And sometimes we have to zoom out in order to gain the full picture, right? So that just kind of gave me that energy. An angel whose name means trouble. In a reading, he will help you to bring about changes in your life. Yeah, striking out, right? He advises you to be shrewd and not to take things at face value. Thank you. Is that what I was saying? Let's pan out. Let's get the full story, right? Let's look at the whole thing. If something does not feel right, it invariably is not. You must at all times question that which does not make sense. Challenge, testing out even the obvious situations. Lesson, what is thought in the first moment is often true. All right, my lovelies. This message is so long. I really hope that you stuck with me this whole time. But that is all that I am seeing for your reading. My pile 3, I hope that you have a safe and warm and happy Friday night, if that's when you're watching this, or whenever you're watching this. I hope that you are really in a space of knowing and owning yourself, owning your power, and not letting anybody try to put a label on you, or putting a label on yourself and trying to live up to those labels, because it's giving rat race, and it's just not who you are. It's just not, and that's okay. You don't have to be. Like, I really appreciate, it seems that you're giving yourself permission to get out of that, regardless of, and I'm really proud of you for that. So keep it up. Let me know down in the comments if this resonated, and I will see you on my next one. Bye.